Pamiętacie, jak kilka tygodni temu klientom Bank of America zaczęły znikać pieniądze? Skąd? W wielu przypadkach nie można było nawet wybierać pieniędzy z bankomatów. Odgrzebałem fajny stary wywiad z Jamesem Ricardsem sprzed około 10 lat. Posłuchajcie, co ma do powiedzenia.
When the next crisis hits, we're going to see this here in the US and around the world. And it'll be a highly coordinated global attack on the entire system simultaneously.
How could these operatives actually freeze a whole country's financial system?
Well, fortunately, we have some recent real-life examples to study. The elites have been conducting a series of dry runs for years, leading up to ICE 9s. Now pay attention, because this is precisely what they're going to do. More specifically, the IMF froze the entire system, literally every bank in the country. And they did that to ensure the IMF's demands were met, including strict capital controls. So how did all of this impact regular citizens? Their local ATMs went dark. Even the bank branches closed, permanently in some cases. Citizens could not withdraw cash. They couldn't even transfer funds from one account to the other. What came next? Wealth extraction on a grand scale. The IMF basically stole 6 to 10% of all the cash in the Cypriot bank accounts. How did the elites justify this? They called it a levy, the price regular citizens had to pay for their government's missteps. Keep in mind, these asset confiscations were done at the balance sheet level with the institutions themselves. They never had to confiscate individual accounts. They froze every account by controlling a handful of the country's biggest banks.
Are you preparing Bank of America for a real possibility of a default?
Oh, we have to be prepared for that, not only in this country, but in every other countries around the world. But you just hope it doesn't happen, but you can't hope it's not a strategy. So you prepare for it, you get ready to make sure you have the liquidity, you have the setup. We have a lot of consumers who get paid by the government. We have to make sure that that's all set up for them, and the waivers on their payments and fees and things like that. That's what we do, as we do in a natural disaster or something else. And so I think, hopefully, you've heard both sides say that the idea is not to shut down the government. The idea is to have a strong discussion about the question of how high the debt should be. We had to put on a lot of debt the last couple of years to overcome the pandemic drag on the economy, and administrations from both sides of the aisle, so to speak, did that. And now it's at some point we got to start to figure out how that works in the future. But right now, we've got to get past the issues of just getting through the technical structure.